Alright, Netflix just came out with their earnings and we have to talk about Netflix. Okay, so first things first, for people who do not understand why Netflix is such an important stock to look at, it's not because that is an important company, it's because this company usually kind of guides all the other different companies on how it would actually work out for the whole entire quarter. So, for example, if Netflix were to show a terrible quarter, effectively that means that your online services, all your different subscription models, things like that, all of them are going to get affected. Okay, that means that Disney is going to get affected. Social media stocks usually gets affected as well, and then there goes on towards your ads supported different companies such as your Meta platforms, your Twitter. Well, Twitter is now delisted. Your Snapchat, your Pinterest, all these different social media companies, all of them would subsequently get affected. So we have to talk about Netflix. So first of all, let's talk about Netflix. Okay, so Netflix basically came out with a beat on EPS. But of course, their beat on their EPS, they only actually beat by a few cents. So nothing to really shout about, which is why their stock price actually went all the way down and then immediately recovered in the after hours. And then in the in the pre-market today, it kind of just still kind of like doing not fantastic. Now overall they're only down about 1% or so. So surprisingly, they're doing all right. But we have to talk about why this actually is somewhat of a recession indicator of some sort. So first, let's talk about how Netflix is as a company, how they actually earn money. If you do have a Netflix subscription, you should already know you're basically paying for a subscription and then you're watching Netflix. Okay, so right now maybe you're paying what, $15, $18. I believe I'm paying about $18 Singapore dollars per month for my Netflix account. And I am also sharing my account. I'm giving access to my family for them to actually watch Netflix. So it doesn't really matter to me. So they do have access to it, and that's called account sharing. Right now, what Netflix is trying to do is to kind of catch all these people who are doing account sharing and either go through two different things. One is either you can actually get an ad supported account. Okay, so basically you're going to be paying a substantially cheaper price for subscription, and you can actually watch ad supported Netflix. So basically you're watching Netflix and then they can just throw in ads here and there, and that's how they actually get back some of the money. Okay, that's the first way of doing it. The second way for them to do it is actually for them to say, okay, so you are now basically the second user that, for example, right now the main user myself, I'm actually going to be putting my Netflix for Singapore. That means that I'm only going to be able to watch from Singapore or from wherever I am. Okay, so for example, someone who's going to be sharing the account with me, let's say my sister who is in the UK, she's in London right now. Okay, she would not be able to watch it. So for her to actually get access to my account as a second account, what she would have to do is maybe subsequently pay an additional, say, $6 or something, and she can be attached to me as a second account. I think that's what Netflix is trying to do, and basically they're masking this as a completely new product. So of course, if you're looking in the short term, a lot of people are going to start unsubscribing to Netflix because I'm not going to be paying money to be watching ads, and I'm not going to be paying extra money because chances are Netflix kind of is quite bad. So I'm not sure about you guys who are watching this video right now, but for people who are in Singapore, you would understand that Netflix in Singapore is pretty horrible. Okay, you're not going to have good shows, or shows are effectively quite slow. VPN kind of just slows down anyway. There's no much reason for you to really get Netflix. There's so many other websites for you to actually be able to watch all these different other shows. So for you to actually pay up to $18 a month, it's kind of pointless. The only reason why I'm still paying for $18 a month is because my sister and my brother-in-law still occasionally enjoy shows on Netflix, so I just keep it subscribed for them. And for myself, from time to time, I might actually go back and watch like Friends, or I might watch like, I don't know, like any sort of TV series that I've watched before. Okay, I have a lot of repeatability when it comes to shows, and I kind of just want to watch older shows again and again rather than watching new shows. That's kind of my thing. Okay, so because of that, I just kind of use Netflix. It kind of works out for me because I like to keep on rewatching shows, but that's not going to be the case for a lot of people. Okay, which means that if Netflix doesn't bring in more shows or bring in more movies or make new movies, new shows, that is originally Netflix owned, okay, eventually people are going to leave the platform because there is no reason for them to actually stay on the platform itself. Paying so much money to even, let's just say I'm paying $8 a month to be watching ads. Okay, that shouldn't be the case. People are paying money to not watch, to not see any ads at all. And now you're actually asking people to pay money to see ads. That kind of doesn't make sense for a lot of people. Okay, so right now, with that out of the way, you can kind of see that Netflix in general is not probably not going to be doing that well. Okay, so let's talk about growth. Okay, Netflix as the company. Okay, we have to also understand that Netflix is considered as a FANG stock. Okay, so for people who are unaware, FANG basically, which is your Facebook, which changed to Meta. So it's your Facebook, your Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. Okay, so that's basically your FANG stocks. Okay, effectively, all these five companies are supposedly supposed to have kind of high growth. Okay, we always usually expect FANG to always have a good 5 to 20% growth. We expect that as a bare minimum. Okay, getting 5% is considered horrible as it is. Okay, we're expecting them to be at 10-20% growth every single year, because these kind of companies, they're supposed to keep on going up and up and up. But for Netflix themselves, the next quarter, for the growth that they're actually forecasting, they're actually forecasting 3.4% growth year over year, which is horribly low. And let's not forget that even if you're going to be projecting a 3.4% year over year growth, okay, let's not forget that you can easily miss on that, because you are still in this very, very thin line where a lot of people might just unsubscribe because they don't like the model. They want to boycott this whole entire platform, and so on and so forth. Okay, it's true that people might go over to your HBO, people might go over to Disney, go over to Hulu, whatever it is. There's a lot of different streaming services out there, but Netflix as a whole is still dominating this whole entire streaming services as it is for now. For now, I do see this widening as we actually continues, because if Netflix is not going to buck up, especially with this whole entire account sharing thing, I think that this is a huge thing. Of course, it does affect revenue, which is a huge thing to Netflix. But at the same time, let's not forget, because the consumers are the one that's actually paying the money, and the consumers are the one that is rejecting the fact that, why are you trying to break down on the fact that you are going through with account sharing? Account sharing is the reason why we're still staying subscribed. It's basically priced in when we actually pay $18 a month. For example, if I'm paying $18 a month, if I were to share it with three different people, it's about what, $6, $7. I would say about like $6.50. Okay, so let's just say I'm expected to pay $6.50 per month for my account that is being shared with someone for Netflix. That's basically priced in. That means that anyone who wants to watch Netflix or who wants to subscribe to Netflix, basically they already have a set price in mind, which is I'm going to be paying $6.50 every single month. Okay, so right now, if you're just saying that, oh, okay, you know what, we're going to offer you an $8 a month, okay, FYI, $8 a month is still going to be more than what I'm actually paying, but you are actually going to be going through with an ad-supported Netflix, which kind of just destroys the vibe, okay, honestly speaking. So yeah, I do see this as a potential headwind for Netflix. I think that this is going to be affecting a lot of different things down the road. Okay, so now, because this now will just open the Pandora's box for streaming services, which means HBO, which means Disney, which means Hulu, all of them are going to be affected. And of course, when these all of them get affected, there's two different outcomes that can actually come out from this whole entire thing. Ad services either go all the way up, or ad services go all the way down. So let's talk about Google for a little bit. Okay, it's not going to be a Google focused video, but I'm just going to touch and go on it. Okay, because Google is kind of getting destroyed at the moment. Okay, Google is not really going up. AI is not really doing well for them. Google search is dying because of AI. And then now, for this whole entire thing, Google basically thrive on ads. So if this actually goes down, where ad services would actually go down, it means that Google is going to suffer as well. So hey, I don't know, man. Maybe ads might not be the way forward. So now we have to actually look into all your different social media stocks, because those are the ones that actually thrive on ads spending, ads revenue. Okay, which is your Snapchat, which is your Pinterest, which is your Meta platforms, which is your Google. all of this are going to be counting on ads revenue to go up. So this is why I say that Netflix is kind of important for us to actually look at the earnings. Okay, so right now I'm looking at the forecast for Netflix. There's one good thing about Netflix for the next upcoming quarter, that I do think that is supposedly slightly better, which is the operating income is going to be a lot. It's going to be substantially lesser. Okay, I'm not sure why the operating income would actually went up by so much in this current quarter. I'm assuming it's due to the fact that they were actually producing a lot more shows. They were actually acquiring more licenses for a lot of shows, which is good because that's how you can actually promote your business better rather than cracking down on password sharing and such. But yeah, I'm happy to see that the operating income is going down. I'm not sure if it is going down because they're more efficient or if it is going down because they're doing less. Whatever it is, it's good to see operating income go down. It means that overall for the company is better, less cash burn, pretty good for the company. But of course, if they're actually doing less, hence spending less, then of course there's going to be a lot more catastrophe down the road. But right now, I do think that Netflix is not really in a very, very good standing, which is why, again, like I said, I do not have any shares in Netflix. So, of course, you can take this as a biased or unbiased video of Netflix earnings. But yeah, I do think that Netflix is not exactly a very, very good company right now, which is why I'm not invested. Easily said. Okay, but anyway, that's all I have for Netflix earning. Stay tuned for next week where I will be talking about the overall market. And also, chances are, when you're watching this, I'm probably already in Korea. Okay, I'm probably in Korea for the first 2 days or so. So I'm going to be packing after this. But yeah, stay tuned for that, and also stay tuned for the Tesla video, because I have a video about Tesla that you really want to watch. That's going to be coming out next week. Alright, anyway, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.